अस्सलाम वालेकुम स्टूडेंट्स। आज मैंने पहले वो क्वेश्चन करना है जो कि आपने मुझे भेजा हुआ है, कि आपसे नहीं अटेम्प्ट हुआ। ये एक क्वेश्चन मेरे पास आया है साइमल्टेनियस इक्वेशन का। क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 है। उसके बाद मैं नई चीज स्टार्ट करूंगा। Simultaneous question, what happens when you try to solve the pair of simultaneous equation? Explain the result by sketching the graph of these equation on the same axis. Graph आपने खुद draw कर लेना है। I'm going to solve it. मैंने बताया था आपको कि एक linear equation, एक quadratic equation. How we will solve it? By using the substitution method. Substitution method use करते हुए you have to keep them equal, both the equations, just like I'm going to keep, because both are equal to y. We may keep them equal because both are equal to y. Now rearrange. इसके लिए तो लगेगा ही क्वाड्रेटिक फार्मूला, ठीक है। इसमें वो पेयर नहीं बन सकते। क्वाड्रेटिक इन एक्स define the values, keep in this formula. जी solve it. To minus 19. When you get the negative sign in the square root form, it is imperfect. So we cannot solve it further. It is complex. Complex root. You cannot solve it further. So what will happen with the line and the curve? When the such situation occurs, it's mean line does not intersect the curve. Because here we cannot solve it further. My answer comes in negative sign, in square root. So negative sign with square root, we cannot solve it further. So it is complex root. It's mean the answer of the second part of your question. What will happen with the line and the curve? It's mean line does not intersect the curve. Yes, student, any other question? If you have, then I may proceed the further. No question. Till now I have received. Now the next thing, Exercise 1F, page number 20. Now today in quadratic we will learn the turning point, maximum or minimum point, stationary point, point of inflection. Whatever the term Cambridge will use, we will do the same process. Sometimes he says get the turning point, get the maximum point, minimum point, stationary point, point of inflection. Then we will use the same process to solve it. Yesterday we have learned, I'm going to do the question number 1 of this exercise. X square minus 6x plus 8. My question is, use the symmetry of each of the quadratic function, find the maximum minimum point, sketch the graph showing all the axes of the corresponding points. G. Now, for the sake of these points, you will have to follow the same process which we have done yesterday. By completing the square method, going to recall it to you. First of all, you will have to keep the values of x in bracket. So I have kept it. Now what I will do? I have to make it the complete square. How? By taking the half of the coefficient of x. The half of coefficient of x is 3 here. So I will add the square of 3 and add and subtract the square of 3. Now it is the complete square of x minus 3 minus 9 plus 8. X minus 3 square minus 1. Till now we have done it yesterday. Now the further thing is, we have to get it equation of line of symmetry. The first thing is this. How we will get it? Whatever the value of the x in squared form, we will keep them equal to 0. Whatever the squared value, whole squared value you have made it in the form of x, you have to keep them equal to 0. Now how to remove this square? By taking square root to both sides. And this would be the value of the equation of line of symmetry of this graph. Now the second thing, Cambridge asks the question about this, how to get its, we have to find its maximum, minimum point, turning point, stationary point, point of inflection. Actually, this equation is always equal to y. We suppose it, let f of x is equal to y, and we keep them equal to this equation. If you will keep the value of x3 in this equation, you will get y minus 1. I will do one more step. Y is equal to 3 minus 3 minus 1. Here would be 0 and y is equal to minus 1. Now my stationary point would be 3 minus 1. The word stationary point comes, turning point comes, the word maximum minimum point comes, point of inflection comes. We will do the same process and get the stationary point. Actually, this stationary point What it would be when you will sketch the curve. When you sketch the curve, you will get this U-shape form when the coefficient of x square is positive. When the coefficient of x square is positive, you will get the shape of the curve is U-shaped. And this is a turning point. Here at this point, which we got it 3 minus 1 is the turning point, stationary point, maximum minimum point, point of inflection. And if it is possible, if coefficient of x square is positive, and when the coefficient of x square is negative, you will get u in this form. If coefficient of x square is negative, then this would be the maximum point. It means our curve has the maximum value, this one, and this in this case this would be the minimum point. There is a difference of maximum and minimum point, and how you will get it to know? By sketching the curve. If the curve take the U shape, or you may assess it from the coefficient of x square. Whenever the coefficient of x square is positive, always you will get the minimum point, and when the coefficient of x square is negative, always you will get the maximum point. There are these are the vocabulary words you will have to learn. Cambridge may ask it in any form. He may ask about the it is the maximum minimum point, turning point, stationary point, whatever the word comes, the same process you will have to follow. Now, I am going to do the D part of the same exercise. My students, is exercise 1F, page number 20. I'm going to do the D part. Y is equal to 12 plus x minus x square. Yesterday I have told you we cannot solve this equation. First of all, we will arrange it according to the descending terms and descending order regarding the power. Here the maximum power is 2, 1 and without x. So the first step, keep it in the bracket. Second step, whatever the coefficient along with the x, take common. Here is the only negative sign is common. We will take. Now use the completing the square method, and here the coefficient of x is 1. The half of 1 is half square minus half square plus 12. It is the whole square of x minus 1 by 2, 1 by 4 plus 12. Now multiply with the negative sign. Now take the LCM. This I have converted it into the completed the scaled form. Now I have to get it the equation of line of symmetry. Now I will keep them, the value of x is equal to 0. So take the square root to both sides to remove the square. All the steps you have to show. This is the equation of line of symmetry. Now the turning point, (1 by 2) and 49 by 4. This would be the turning point. Here the coefficient of x square is negative, so it is the maximum point. If it asks is this a maximum or minimum, then you will write it is the maximum point. If he asks about the turning point, then you will write it in this bracket form. This was all about today's the lecture, and you have to attempt exercise 1F till question number 6. Question number 1 to 6. Your homework question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is only one subtopic left of this chapter, then the first chapter would be over. At the end of this chapter, we will make it revise from the past paper question. I will send you the worksheet through the WhatsApp. You will have to make a practice, and I will conduct the test after doing the past paper question of the Cambridge. Now, right now, you will have to attempt all the question of exercise 1F. I will send you these questions, those hasn't booked still, and you will have to attempt. Please tell me where you will find the problem. Do not hide it and do your homework regularly. As for the sake of mathematics, if you will do your homework daily, then there won't be any problem, inshallah. Okay, Allah Hafiz.